All right, docs. Mark Slater here. Welcome to today's live stream. Let me introduce myself. My name is Mark Slater. I've been a practicing chiropractor for 25 years. Oh my God, I can't believe it. I don't feel like I've been doing it that long. But I've been in this market for 25 years. Opened up my first practice in Birmingham, Alabama in, I think, 2001. And I knew that I was going to focus on personal injury because that's what I like doing. I like interacting with people. And there were lots of naysayers. Everyone said, you are not going to be successful in Alabama in personal injury because it's a good old boy network. And they're not looking for me. Right? Well, I didn't listen to the naysayers because I listened to Arnold Schwarzenegger. He said, do not listen to the naysayers. Go for it. Break the rules. Do not listen to the naysayers. And I didn't. And I grew a very large personal injury practice, and I sold it in 2 years. And I sold it to Dr. Flanagan, who's still in Birmingham. That practice is still open, and I made a nice profit margin. And I bought an MD. I bought a medical practice here in Georgia, in Atlanta, Georgia, where I currently am. And so it had a medical doctor there, and it was all personal injury and work comp. But I focused on personal injury because that's what I like to do. So what I did was I became the marketing liaison, really. So I was going and talking to attorneys and taking MRI reps to lunch and generating meetings and filling up my practice with PI cases. And after that, I got into the laser hair removal business. I had 4 med spas in the Atlanta area. And in about 2017, I just sold everything. I got out of everything. I sold the practice. I sold all the laser hair removal clinics, and I took some time off. And then I got recruited and hired to be the VP of sales and marketing for the largest spinal surgery practice in Georgia, in Atlanta and Savannah. The doctor had 6 marketing liaisons in the field. He has his own Bentley. He had his own private jet. And he wanted to break through 200 new PI patients in a month. He had never done that before. And as a fellowship trained spinal surgeon, 24 spinal surgeries in a month was his record. He wanted 30. So he hired me because he knew that I was good at creating relationships with the people that can send you a PI case. So he hired me. I trained all his liaisons, find out what they were doing, fine-tuned it, honed it, created a system. And in the 11 months that I worked there, I resigned after 11 months. I resigned just because I like owning my own business. I don't like being an employee. But in those 11 months, we were able to eclipse 200 new PI patients twice in my tenure. And the doctor was able to perform 30 spinal surgeries in a month, 2 of those 11 months that I was there. So we went way past the 24 and broke that record. So I resigned because I said, you know what? I don't want to help this guy anymore. I have something here. I have a process, and I want to help doctors all over the country with real solutions to generating PI patients in the office. It's all relationship driven. So that's a little bit about me. I opened this consulting business in 2018. So I've been doing this for almost 5 years now, helping doctors with 2 main points. And this is what I hammer on. 2 main pillars of my program: massive numbers and consistency. Massive numbers and consistency, right? There are thousands of attorneys in your city, and there are thousands in your state. Well, Mark, why do I care about all the lawyers in my state? Well, you should care because we're in a digital society now. Everyone is on this magic little rectangle, right? And because we're in that digital society, attorneys have figured out how to market all over your state, not just in your city. They're marketing all over the state: Google pay-per-click ads, Facebook ads, radio, TV, billboards, all those traditional marketing avenues. The attorneys hundreds of miles away are showing ads to people in your backyard where you live. So The massive action part, the massive numbers, is reaching out to all the attorneys in your city and put yourself on the map. Let them know that you focus on personal injury. Okay? And create relationships and then nurture those relationships. And it's very easy to do that because we have the power of social media and the power of the internet. 20 years ago, there was no internet. There was no, I just had a bulky cell phone. It was like a shoe. I didn't have a screen like an iPhone. So we are so lucky now. And so what I want to do, and what I do for my private member clients, is give them a process to conquer those two things: massive numbers and be consistent. So the days of taking one or two attorneys to lunch every week is over, because that's how you grow slowly, right? How you grow fast is having lots of Zoom calls with attorneys, posting on social media. But okay, so it's just a massive action plan of massive numbers and consistency. But in today's live stream, what I want to talk to you about is one of the pillars is, there's three main parts of my program. Number one is a social media presence and reaching out to attorneys mostly, and doctors on social media, because direct messaging on social media has an 85% open rate. Emails have a 15% open rate if you're good at it. So in my program, we do things that have a higher percentage of working, a blue ocean strategy, right? But for today's live stream, what I want to talk about is the liaison effect. Having a marketing liaison is the best money you can spend to grow a personal injury practice. Having that dedicated person in the field, walking into law firms, urgent cares, primary care doctor offices, general practitioners, knowing exactly what to say, how to say it, when to say it, and promoting you, your brand, and your practice, and how you focus on personal injury, and asking the simple question: hey, are you open-minded to hearing about a doctor in blah-bitty-blah, Texas, who focuses on treating personal injury cases? Are you open to hearing about a doctor like that, right? So having somebody to do that, call it 10 times a day, 5 days a week, that's 50 interactions, 50 contacts created, week after week, month after month. That's the liaison effect. When you get a liaison, your practice can take off, okay? Because now you have somebody scheduling lunches for you, scheduling Zoom calls for you, scheduling tours of your office for you while you're busy doing what you were trained to do, taking care of injured patients in your office. So the liaison effect is the best money that you can spend for personal injury marketing, okay? Well, Mark, you say it's the best method. Well, why? Well, let's say you pay them, I don't know, $5,000 a month. Let's just take that number, $5,000 a month. That's $60,000 a year. So I want to share my screen right now and share something with you. Let's say, well, Mark, I just want to do digital marketing. That's all I want to do. Okay. Well, here, digital marketing and personal injury. I'm going to put in here car accident doctor near me in a Google search. Car accident doctor near me. Here. Okay, blow this up a little bit. So I have a tool here that tells me what the CPC is for this search term. CPC stands for cost per click. But remember, I'm showing you this to compare what paying a marketing liaison 60, and if you incentivize them, they're generating patients for you, you're going to bonus them. Maybe you're spending $80,000 a month. Hell, let's call it $100,000 a month. Okay, so go with me here. This cost per click is $40 per click. So if you're in this ad auction, and if I were to click on Ica, my friend Mike Vasily here in Atlanta, if I clicked on his ad, it's going to debit $41 from his account. I haven't got to his landing page. I haven't called his office. I haven't sent him an email. I'm just clicking on this link. $41 goes out of his bank account. But here's the problem. I typed the word doctor in there. Well, this guy is called the injury attorney. Doesn't seem like a doctor to me. Brooks Injury Law. That's an attorney. I chose the word doctor. Let's go to the bottom of the page where there's even more ads. Well, this says auto accident doctor free evaluation. It's BS. With speak with a top accident attorney now. Mark, but you typed in doctor. Well, let me show you when I type in attorney. Car accident attorney near me. Why does that come up? Well, the attorneys are bidding on that keyword because when I replace the word attorney for the word doctor, now the cost per click is $130. So attorneys are now competing for you because they're getting clicks at about 80% off if they would have put the word attorney in there. So you're putting the word doctor, it's $40 a click. If you want 10 clicks a day to be relevant, you got to have a minimum of 10 clicks a day because all those clicks maybe just be checking you out and then they go away. So that's $400 a day times 30 days in a month. You're looking at 12, 13, call it $14,000 a month. Times 10 months is 150,000. Throw another $28,000 in there. You're at $160,000 a year in this auction, and you have no control. So when you have a personal injury marketing liaison walking into law firms, urgent cares, doctors' offices, creating those relationships, it's a much better, not only ROI, a return on investment, but an ROR, a return on relationships. That's what we want to focus on, return on relationships. So if you like what you're hearing and you're in the live, and you're in this live stream, give me some likes, make some comments, ask some questions. I'm happy to address those, but give me some likes if this is really resonating with you, that having this marketing liaison is the best money that you can spend to grow your personal injury practice, right? Because you have a person generating conversations, asking questions, putting you on their map and setting up meetings with you. Your marketing liaison is great, but these attorneys want to meet you. They want to meet the person that's taking care of their client, who is making chiropractic / medical decisions for them, who's negotiating the bill at the end of the settlement, who's generating the records. So the liaison is the vehicle to get more meetings and get you in front of more attorneys and doctors. And let me tell you what happens when these lawyers have affinity or like your marketing liaison. They'll use your marketing liaison as their quasi-employee, meaning they'll just call the liaison directly because it's easy for them. It's like the conduit between your office and all the law firms, this marketing liaison. If the law firms need something, they call the marketing liaison, and the marketing liaison takes the action to make these attorney firms and other doctors' offices happy. Because if they called your office, maybe they get your front desk person, they're busy, they got a million things in front of them, patients in front of them, trying to get people scheduled. Your marketing liaison is instrumental in handling all things personal injury. So these attorneys now use your marketing liaison as their quasi-employee to get things done for them. I need the records on Mrs. Jones. I just had 2 people come in. They live right down the road from you. Here's their name, email address, phone number. Get them scheduled in your office. So they start using your marketing liaison as their quasi-employee. Huge benefit for you, right? By having this dedicated marketing liaison. And I talk about in my program, who would be a unicorn in this position? Who would make the best marketing liaison? Well, we want somebody that likes to be moving, mobile. They hate standing still. They don't want to be at a desk. They don't want to be in a cubicle, addicted to your air conditioning. They like to be on the road. They want to be in their mobile office, engaging with people, talking to people, stimulating conversation, creating relationships for you. Okay, so in this program that I have, we leverage what's called the compound effect. The compound effect says small, consistent actions daily, consistently lead to big results down the road. Any marketing campaign needs 90 days to optimize. So when you take these little actions and you're consistent and you do this just 5 days a week, those little actions and activities lead to big results down the road. Sometimes the work you do today doesn't come to fruition till 60 or 90 days down the road. So the success that you're having right now is most likely from your marketing. What did you do 90 days ago, 60 days ago? Because you're bearing the fruits of that labor today. So by having this marketing liaison, not only doing the online social media work, but walking into law firms and meeting the staff and taking notes and building rapport and creating relationships, this is how your practice takes off, by leveraging the compound effect. Little actions done consistently lead to big results down the road. That's the compound effect. It's a book written by Darren Hardy. He was the editor of Success Magazine, and he's a consultant, a business consultant as well. Great book by Darren Hardy, The Compound Effect. Explains this in details. You can read that book in a day, maybe 2 days. It's a great read. But knowledge is not power. I know you've heard that before. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is not power. Knowledge plus action is real power. So you can hear me talking about having a marketing liaison, doing this work, but action is what's going to move the needle of your business. Taking massive action daily moves the needle of your practice. Okay, give me 1 second here. So if you understand the value of having a marketing liaison, type the word 15 in the comments below this, and I can reach out to you and we can hop on a 15-minute phone call, and I can give you a little more details and give you some action items that you can take action on, on that phone call if you want. And if you want to schedule a deeper dive, we can schedule a Zoom call, and I can show you my program, show you the product, show you everything. So having that marketing liaison is the best money that you can spend when you do it right, because we have to track them, right? We have to give them goals. We have to tell them what to do because they're not going to know. By the way, Ian, thanks for the shout out. You're awesome too. Let's go Bolts tonight. Let's win game 5. One of my clients, he is in outside of Tampa. Huge Bolts fan. Thanks for the shout out, Ian. So that's what I want to talk about. Having a dedicated marketing liaison. This is how you really grow your personal injury practice, because attorneys, although they want to know who the personal injury doctors are, very few of them are going to Google you. And if you're waiting for attorneys to Google you, you're not going to have a PI practice. You have to take action. My members take these daily actions to generate these meetings, generate these relationships, and relationships can be evergreen, right? Where this digital marketing that I was showing you, as soon as you turn it off or stop doing digital marketing because it's too expensive, it's not working, whatever, your phone stops ringing. It's not evergreen because you don't create relationships. This industry is relationship driven. The more relationships you have, the more PI cases you're going to get. So the goal is to create relationships with 30, depending what your goals are. But if you're a one-off chiropractor, maybe you want to have solid relationships with 30 PI attorneys that send you 1, maybe 2 cases a month. Game over for the competition and financial freedom for you. But when you have this 30, we don't stop. You keep going because attorneys retire, attorneys quit, attorneys move, attorneys die. I mean, life happens to people. So by being consistent and leveraging that compound effect, we stop this type of personal injury business as far as patients sent to our practice, and now we get this. But it's all dependent on you, right? No one is going to do this for you, right? There's no magic wand, there's no magic pill, there's no special prayer that you can say that are going to bring personal injury patients to your door. It's consistency and massive numbers and creating those relationships. So a marketing liaison is the best money that you can spend to grow your personal injury practice, because you're too busy to do it yourself if you're in the office all the time helping your patients get better. So leveraging this person, if you think about it like an employee expense, you've already lost. Think of it like an investment in your practice. You're investing in a person, and that person's sole responsibility is to generate more cases, more people you can treat, more revenue for your practice. And because personal injury patients have a higher average case value than cash or commercial insurance patients, it's about maximizing profits, right? When I talk to my private members, I don't ask them, I ask them what their revenue is. But I know some doctors that make $60,000 of revenue, but they have $65,000 of expenses per month. So they need to stop focusing on revenue and start focusing on profits. Focusing on personal injury patients is a higher value patient. Yeah, there's more work involved, more documentation, more knowledge about diagnosis and how to treat these people, and writing a narrative report that speaks to these Colossus type softwares that the insurance company uses. I had dinner last night with two attorneys, and they gave me a term, and I forgot it. I should have written it down, but it's like a catch-all term for all these Colossus type softwares. Like Colossus was the first one. Now there's like 20 or 30 different Colossus softwares, or clones of Colossus, right? So if you can learn the skills to talk to that software and generate higher value drivers for the case, and you can explain that to attorneys, they're going to love you and they're going to refer. Okay. Here's what makes me sad. When I hear when I hear chiropractors bitch and complain that the attorneys they work with cut their bills 50% and they suck and all this, and there are so many attorneys out there that are looking for you. They need to know where you're located. They do. So let me give you an example. And I asked these two attorneys that I had dinner with last night. I knew of them, but I didn't really know about them. But I asked them if they have a Google interactive map. So this is a Google interactive map of an attorney friend that I have here in Atlanta. And I asked these other two attorneys last night at dinner. I got invited to a dinner by a digital marketing company, one of the nicest restaurants in Atlanta. And I got the opportunity to meet a few doctors and a few attorneys that I got to spend some time with them. And they said, yeah, we have a map just like this. So this is a screenshot of the map. But when the attorney gets a client that lives or works in, let's say, this area of their town, Wilburn, well, here's the chiropractor in red. So when they scroll over it, it's going to pop up with the doctor's name, phone number, URL. If they need chiropractic, this is the guy that they're going to send to, this guy that they have a relationship with. Or if they need medical, this blue, this is a medical practice. So if they need medical intervention, they're going to send it here. Okay. I don't care if this red chiropractor right here sent this attorney 20 unattached cases last month. No one's driving 30 or 45 minutes across murderous Atlanta traffic 3 or 4 times a week to go to the chiropractor. It's geographically based for the doctor, not the attorney. That's why I said you can reach attorneys on social media hundreds of miles away, and they'll still send you cases because we're in a digital society. But when you have a marketer, your marketer is going to be probably staying within a 30 to 45 mile radius and creating those relationships. And that's where the most of your referrals are going to come from, right? Around where you live. But if you really want to grow, you can use social media to reach out to attorneys. And I did this in a previous live stream, but I'm going to focus on the marketing liaison, right? So the marketing liaison, in my program, we can train them. Conversation starters. What do attorneys want to talk about? Or what should you talk about in these interactions? What questions should you ask? And what happens when an attorney goes, we don't use chiropractors? Or, yeah, we already have somebody that we use in your area. Thanks for stopping by. We don't just leave. We ask another question and handle the objection. Because for everything that they say, we can handle their objection and stimulate more conversation, right? So that training is in there too, so that you have a high functioning marketing liaison. We train them about medical legal terminology. We give them checklists of everything they're going to need. I provide them a goal list, what I call a KPI chart, key performance indicator, right? So everything is tracked and measured. So you know exactly what your liaison is doing, how many people they met today, and who those people were. Everything is tracked and measured. And when you have the ability to do that, it doesn't feel like you're starting from scratch every time. So your marketing liaison will go into a law firm, take names of everybody, including the front desk people, take some notes. The whole office is a golf motif, or, I walked in there, there's like Georgia Bulldog stuff everywhere. Those are important notes to take because it helps you build rapport, right? We're not just worker bees, like send me your cases. Well, I'm not going to send you my case. I don't know anything about you, right? We got to get them to know you, like you, and trust you. So having these conversations with these attorneys consistently and constantly, and that practice just makes you better. You can hone your message, right? And we can take that message and teach it to your marketing liaison. And if they're sharing that message over and over and over again, and honing it and toning it down and knowing exactly what to say and how to handle these objections, man, now it's fun. Right now, practicing personal injury is fun because you can have a steady stream of patients coming in because you're consistent. And that's the key. Massive numbers and consistency. Social media platform, your social media strategy on your platforms, and hiring and I'll help you hire, train, coach, optimize, and track a marketing liaison in the field. Well, what does optimize mean? Well, optimize means you're going to have a marketing meeting every week with your marketing liaison in the office, because they're going to talk about their stats from the previous week and provide you questions. Hey, I got this question in the market last week. I didn't know how to answer it. How do you want me to answer it moving forward? Or, hey, I have this issue can't come up. I didn't really know. I'm stuck. And you can help get them unstuck. And when you do that week after week after week, you create a stronger liaison, and they're not making shit up in their head, right? You can give them the company line so that every attorney that they meet gets the same information. So having this weekly meeting with your liaison creates a stronger marketing liaison week after week, month after month of these interactions. So you see how you have this person as an investment in your practice, not an expense, because this person is going to 10x what you pay them. If you're paying them $5,000 a month and they're generating 10 PI cases at an average of $5,000 average case value, you're paying $10,000 and generating $50,000 of revenue. In my business, any entrepreneur would love a 5x ROI, return on investment, right? Now, compared to that digital marketing example that I showed you, you're going to be paying $15,000 a month in digital marketing and personal injury, because the auction prices that Google sets in personal injury are exorbitantly expensive. So, and then when you turn it off, your phone stops ringing because you haven't made any relationships. Okay. So I wanted to talk about the liaison effect and how it's the best return on investment you can have for your practice as far as growing personal injury. So if you're in the group, let me just check here. I want to thank you for liking my stuff during the live stream. I appreciate that. I'll give you a shout out. Give me 1 second here. And again, if you're interested in talking to me, just type 15 in the comments section below, and we can hop on a quick 15-minute call. And I can share some things. I can kind of briefly get what your current situation is, understand. Thanks, Mike, for the like. I appreciate that. Thanks for the love, Derek. I appreciate that. Type 15 in the comments below. You can reach out with a 15-minute call. It's free. We're just going to talk casually. I can understand a little bit about where you are today, give you some tips. And if you'd like, we can schedule a deeper Zoom call where I can go even deeper with you in your current situation, your personal injury practice. What are you doing that's working? What are you doing that's not working? Right? We can really take a deep dive into your practice, and then I can show you my program and show you how it works and show you how I hold your hand and I'm with you every step of the way so that you can build a personal injury practice confidently with proven techniques. I've been doing this for almost 5 years now, and I'm creating another product later, but that's not what this is about. So hiring a marketing liaison is the best money that you can invest in to grow your personal injury practice, better than digital marketing. Who wants to, spinal screenings you're around a mall? That's not personal injury marketing, right? People that are in car accidents are not walking in a mall. These attorneys dominate the marketing. It's true. These guys are spending millions of dollars a year, some of them 6 figures a month. And we're in a litigious society. People start at the attorney's office. For the most part, 80% of them start at the attorney firm. But the attorneys don't have a case without documentation, your notes, and your bill. They can't do it. They got to send them somewhere. Why not you? Well, the reason is they don't know you exist. They don't know you focus on PI. But when you have a marketing liaison creating 10 contacts a day in your city, walking into offices, building rapport, taking names of all the front desk people, the support people, and then walking in again and recognizing them by name, that's powerful. And it creates a network of like-minded people who trust each other to send you cases. I mean, you can probably think of 3, 4, maybe 5 attorneys that send cases to you. You're probably kind of tight with them. You're kind of their friends. Let's go create more of that, right? It's fun. It's empowering. And those people will send cases to you as long as you keep your side of the street clean, meaning don't mess up. If you tell them you're going to get your records for patients in 3 business days, you better get them there in 2.5, right? Keep your side of the street clean. Because if you don't and you mess up, you've ruined the relationship that you worked so hard to create. Okay, so that's my that's my live stream for the day, talking about the power of having a marketing liaison on your team, so that while you're busy in the office taking care of the patients and doing what you're trained to do, you have somebody growing your personal injury practice as your representative. And I'll train them. We'll give them all the information that they need: what to say, how to say it, when to say it, handling all those objections, and scheduling Zoom calls and lunches for you while you're in the office. So again, type 15 in the comments below if you want a 15-minute call. And there are people here in the live stream. I'll check the Facebook if there's any questions that you have. I do appreciate the shout out. Thanks, Rob. Thanks for the thumbs up. Hope you're doing well. If you have any questions, just type them in there. I'll hang out here for a few more minutes. And with that said, personal injury is fun, right? Like if you're going to work hard, and you probably saw this post a few days ago. I was hanging out with some $1 million salespeople at my wife's reward trip. They don't want a $100 t-shirt order. They're turning down, an order of 100 Yeti mugs, although they're very popular, because those small orders are just as much hard work, sweat, stress as a 5,000 unit order of backpacks with a logo on it. That's what $1 million salespeople focus on, right? So if you're a chiropractor or a doctor and you're seeing hundreds of Medicare patients a week, well, that's taking up all your time. We're not making any more hours of the day. And if you're focused on low value patients, you're going to have to do 2, 3, 4, 5 times the work than seeing. So for every 10 Medicare patients, you could see 1 personal injury patient. Work smarter, not harder. I've never seen a better opportunity today with the technology that we have. And by you having a marketing liaison, personal injury is a great way to have a profitable practice because it's a higher average value than typical cash or insurance patients. Okay, let me check for some questions. No questions, but hey, I want to thank everyone for attending this live stream. I will post for a replay if you missed it. So thanks everyone for attending. We do this at 4 p.m. Eastern every single Thursday. So just show up in this group every single Thursday for a live stream. We'll have similar topics, but we're going to hammer on the 3 pillars. A social media strategy, because it's powerful and you can reach attorneys and doctors far away from where your practice is. We have a Liaison strategy, where you have somebody in your town representing you, your brand, and your practice walking in the law firms. And the third pillar is communication. Knowing the questions to ask attorneys, understanding how to handle their objections with class and with some finesse. We're not looking to get in arguments with attorneys, right? We don't want to argue with the guys that went to argument training school. We just want to ask better questions to get better solutions. Okay, so those are the three pillars: social media strategy, hiring a marketing liaison, and better communications with attorneys. And then you combine that with massive numbers and consistency. I'll hold your hand through the whole process, and you and I together will help build a consistently bigger personal injury practice together. So thanks for attending the live stream. I hope I get to talk to you soon. Have a great day. Have a great weekend, everyone. And we'll see you next Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern here in the Facebook group. Thanks a lot, everyone.